This lesson is all about integers. To start, we first need to define and really understand what an integer is. By definition, an integer is, let's write this down, a whole number that can be positive, negative, or zero, but cannot be a fractional value. So no decimal or fraction. A great way to get to really know integers is by working with them on a number line. So we have a number line here. Here is 0. To the right of 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, all whole numbers. And then to the left, we go -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. Our job right now is on this table right here. We're going to circle or highlight all the numbers that are integers. Refer back to that definition if you need to. So a whole number that's positive, negative, or 0. We have 5. It's a positive whole number. When we get to 1.35, this is not a whole number, so we're going to skip it. 2/3, again, this is a fractional value, not a whole number. -4, it is a negative and it's a whole number. I meant to highlight here. 74 is an integer. -987, whole number, negative, still an integer. -75 is also an integer. See if you can fill out the rest of the table. Here are all of the integers highlighted. You can see that we skipped over anything that was fractional or a decimal. Integers are used a lot in word problems, and your job is to be able to identify when you need a positive number or a negative number. So a positive integer is used when a value is being added or increased. A value is being added or increased. Positive means going up. Adding 5 coins, for example, this would be a +5. And a lot of times we've been dealing with positive numbers all along. We just write 5 sometimes. We don't always need the positive in front of it. If it's negative, we do need that negative sign in front of it. So a negative integer is used when a value is being subtracted or decreased. We're running out of room or decreased. Going down, if you're losing money, if you're losing elevation, so losing 10 points is going to be a -10. And again, you always need that negative sign if you're indicating a negative number. If there's no sign in front of it, we're going to assume that it's positive. Let's test out this skill here. We're going to write the integer positive or negative that represents each situation. So when you are buying 3 notebooks, you are adding, your number of notebooks is going up. That is going to be a +3. When you are spending $15, the money that you have is going down. That is going to be a -15. See if you can finish the rest of these scenarios. Here are the answers. Check what you have. You can pause if you need to. There was a duplicate right there. Oops. Okay, moving on. This is just a challenge to see how you can relate numbers on a number line, positive and the negatives. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the missing integers on a number line. Number lines aren't always going to go up by ones. The first number line that we did 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes number lines will go by different intervals. For example, if we look at this one right here, we have -2 and +2. what is exactly in between? What is the number that falls directly in between -2 and 2? That is 0. So as you can see, we're going up by 2s here. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Go ahead and see if you can complete the missing integers on these number lines by looking at the interval and trying to figure out what that interval is. Here we have the number lines filled out. So this first one, we were going up by 1 each time. The next one, we were going up by 4 each time. Then we were going up by 2 each time. These were all negative, though. It was a little tricky. And the last one, we're going up by 3 each time. The last thing that I want to point out with integers is that every integer has an opposite. So opposite numbers are numbers that are on opposite sides of the number line. So let's write that down as a definition so we have it. Opposite numbers are numbers that are on opposite sides of 0 on the number line. You can think of 0 as being the mirror. You can write that down. Mirror. They're the mirror image if 0 was the mirror. Oops. For example, we have a number line here. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, and -4. So we have, use a different color here. The opposite of -3 is +3. The opposite of -2 is 2. The opposite of 4 is -4. So those are opposites of each other, and opposites are interesting because when you add them together, they will always make 0. So go ahead, let's fill out this, write the opposite of each number in the box to the right. So the opposite of -12 is 12. Go ahead and fill out the rest. Here are the answers. The interesting thing right here, 0 doesn't have an opposite because if you think about that mirror, that is the point where the reflection is. So 0 is just 0. Additive inverse is a term that you need to know. It's just what you add to a number to get to 0. So additive inverse is what you add to a number to get 0. And what we just found is that this is the opposite. So the additive inverse of every number is just the opposite. For example, if you take 3 and you add -3 to that, you're going to get 0, and that works with every pair of opposites. So right here, we're going to solve each problem using the additive inverse. So -18 plus 18 is 0. The next one, 5 plus what gives you 0? We know that's the opposite, the additive inverse. So 5 plus -5 gives you 0. See if you can fill out the rest of these. And there we have it. Here are your answers. Every time you add an opposite to a number, you get 0.